Good morning and happy Monday, everyone. First things first, I hope any and all fathers who were able to celebrate Father's Day yesterday. It might have been cloudy, but it was definitely a nice day out, which kind of plays into something I need to talk about in this video. But if you are a father or grandfather or great-grandfather or any kind of godfather or any kind of father, yesterday was your day, and I really hope you took the time to enjoy it because you deserve it. By the way, I am going to get to a low and high act of kindness, but I'm going to have to convey what it is throughout the course of this video, because that's really the only way I can really talk about it. But first things first, I went to a quinceañera yesterday. Yes, a very dear friend of mine's daughter turned 15. This is actually something they do in Mexican and Latin culture. And it's kind of like a sweet 16, only it's for girls who turn 15 in that culture. And it's, growing up, coming of age. I guess it's kind of like if you took like a Sweet 16 with the thematic elements from something like a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah, depending on what gender you are, and you put that together. Like that's like, because it has like the coming of age of the ladder, the coming of age thematics of the ladder, but also the milestone of like the former. Because 15, that is a big milestone. It is. I would say like 15 and 16 are milestones. 18 is a milestone. Actually, like, once you turn 20, I'd say, like, once you turn 25, I would say every 5 years is a big milestone, I guess. Anyway. And this was something that I was told about, like, a year and a half in advance. For quite a while. And needless to say, I've been looking forward to this day for quite a while. And I would say from 6 a.m. yesterday to about 6 o'clock last night, everything was moving at like 100 miles an hour, but in a good way. Because what I had to do yesterday was I had to get up at 6. I did my video up at Cuca Lake. And my original plan was, because the outfit I wore to the adult prom the week before, I was going to wear to the quinceañera because we all had to wear black, right? And my mom volunteered to, wash and iron. I mean, I know how to wash my clothes and stuff like that, but my mom wanted to do it because my mom was great like that. And it didn't occur to her to bring that outfit up to the lake with her. Which is a big problem, because if I wore that outfit, if the outfit was already up at the lake, not only would I have been able to simply get dressed up there, but I would have been able to spend more time with my family. Now, initially, while it did kind of bum me out, it at least gave me, like, an objective. Like, I knew how to schedule my day from there. And it worked. The outfit I was wearing was at my folks' place, and I had to shower. Fun fact, whenever I do a Cuca Lake video, I never shower. Simply because I'm about to jump in the water. Like, what would be the point of showering if I'm going to jump in the water? So, I get to my folks' place, I shower, I put on my outfit I'm going to wear for the quinceañera. But before I get there, and this is where I get my act of kindness, I open the garage door, and there's like a really foul odor in there. Like someone left out like rotting fish or something in the garage, right? It turns out there was a dead bird that my mom had somehow run over. Like, the bird probably flew in the garage, and my mom, like, parked in the garage, and so technically she ran over a bird. And because the bird would have been underneath the car, she wouldn't have noticed the smell either. I noticed it, and because the garage door was closed for, X number of hours, it was really bad. So I swept the dead bird out of the garage. That was my act of kindness, as well as other things. I'll get to that in a minute. So I shower, I get dressed, I go to the Quinceañera, which starts at 10:30. It was basically a Sunday morning mass in St. Mary Mother, but the Quinceañera part was, extra. Which, first time St. Mary Mother's ever had a Quinceañera. Ever. So, I felt privileged to have been able to be invited and gotten to experience this. And, the chairs, the leather of this chair is touching like the leather of the couch, so leather rubbing on leather is kind of making a funny sound. Anyway, back to the subject of ham. So I go to the service, to the Quinceañera, and it was wonderful. The birthday girl, because it was actually your birthday yesterday too. Like, her dress, one of the most beautiful dresses I've ever seen in all of my life. Really and truly. Listen, I'm cis, straight, he, him pronouns. I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. So, I've seen shows like RuPaul's Drag Race and Say Yes to the Dress. So naturally, I know what pretty looks like. Let me tell you, you'd be hard-pressed to find a dress better looking than this. Like, it really looked like something out of a Disney princess. It was, if I had to describe the color, I would definitely say it's like half pink, half peach in that regard. Not like a lighter pink peach color. Very beautiful. Had like flowers on it, glitter, some ribbon. Very lovely. Very wonderful. Could not have asked for anything more. Really can't think of anything prettier. And, the service was lovely, and we had some time to kill, so I came back here. And I hung out here for maybe 10, 15 minutes because since it was Father's Day, and I knew that some of the guests at the after party, which was at Liv's at 1, I'll get to that in a second, were fathers, so I have a few jars of pickles to give them for Father's Day gifts, which is one. Well, really, they're Father's Day gifts, but come on, I think we all know that it's going to be like the wives and the mothers that are going to eat those pickles. Let's call it what it is. And I also had a jar of pickles to give to the good folks at Liv's because they put on a lovely party. Which, speaking of, the after party was phenomenal. It had the changing of from the birthday girl from wearing flats to heels, because symbol of from little girl to young adult. A little girl who's related to her gave her her last toy, which is this cute little stuffed bear. Oh, so cute. There was a lot of music, dancing, really good food. The salad at Liv's. I mean, it's the salad from Liv's. Again, that will always deserve a chef's kiss. But there was also really good guacamole. This is a Mexican thing. So really good guacamole and tortilla chips with nachos, tacos, corn and flour tortillas, chicken peppers and onions, beef peppers and onions, pico de gallo, salsa, sour cream, cheese, lettuce. It was all wonderful. And the desserts they had, there was Rice Krispie treats with icing on them. Why has no one ever thought of putting icing on Rice Krispie treats? Why has no one ever thought to do that? I mean, really, that's ridiculous. Why does no one do that? There was really good cupcakes that were there. There was some Mexican treats as well. There was the bar was open if you wanted to drink. I don't drink, so I just have soda and water because that's just me. And again, the DJ was on point. It was a Bobby K Entertainment, I think is what it was. Music and dancing, and everyone's having a lot of fun. there was one dance that was choreographed by a relative of the birthday girl with her and her court, because the birthday girl for Quinceañera has like a court, and the dance was wonderful. Like, yeah, if you couldn't tell, this really was one of the best days of the year, and I would not trade it for anything. So again, from like 6 a.m. I get up to about 6 p.m. when everything's all said and done. I'm back here, I'm just enjoying things. And then I get the call from my parents. Now, this is where I feel rather conflicted. Oh, by the way, I said one of my acts of kindness, my other was giving, jars of pickles to, as Father's Day gifts, as well as giving a jar of pickles to, the good folks at Libs because they've won a great show. Anyway. And I gave a jar to the birthday girl's family for, including me, of course. It was basically my way of thanking them for including me. Which was again, would not trade anything. But here's where things get a little conflicted for me. Because, yesterday was Father's Day. And I said earlier, I got to see my dad yesterday before I left. I did. In fact, just because I knew I wouldn't see him much yesterday, the night before, so Saturday night, I gave my dad, his Father's Day card and his favorite candies. I got him a bag of peanut M&Ms and a bag of Hershey's Kisses because he likes chocolate. Normally, I would have made him breakfast for Father's Day, but A, he never really eats it, and B, again, I had to get moving, to get out the door, so I couldn't do that. So it's around 6 o'clock last night, and I'm, relaxing, just taking it all in like, man, this really was a great day. And it was a great day. But I got conflicted because I got a call from my mom and dad. By the way, nothing bad happened yesterday. Like, my family's fine. The call was saying, they missed having me up there. And I want to make one thing clear. For a day like yesterday, a day that I quite literally waited like a year and a half to get to, and to finally reach that day, and to have that day wildly exceed all of your expectations. Like, you really couldn't ask for anything more than that. But it was that call from my mom and dad saying that, they missed me, they missed having me up at the lake. They had Father's Day dinner up at the lake, which I probably was kind of hoping that the weather would kind of turn bad so they'd have Father's Day here at home and I'd be able to go see him at home, because I really didn't want to drive all the way back to Cuca Lake where I already just came from there. You see where the problem lies. I had one of the greatest days of the year by far. And to the family of the birthday girl, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for including me on such a beautiful occasion. I haven't one negative thing to say about the entire experience. It is something that I will remember for the rest of my life, and I am very grateful and proud and privileged and blessed that I got to be, I got to be a part of that. But I never thought I'd ever miss my folks like I did. Like, after that phone call my mom and dad gave me, I'm like, damn, I really missed my folks. And on Father's Day, no less. Like, and that's why I'm conflicted. Because yesterday really was about as perfect of a day as you want to see. But, you know what? I guess it is true what they say. All great things do have to come with a price. So, you know what? If I really did have to miss being up at the lake with my family on Father's Day, to be with what's essentially, like, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. These people have become my second family. They have become my second family through and through. Like, much like my own family, I would take a bullet for these people. I would do just about anything for these people because, you know what, they helped me when I was feeling probably at my most low, and they were there. Like, they were there. They reached out. And I could never express enough how grateful I am for it, nor could I ever really properly, repay them for everything. Because, this family is the reason why this has been the greatest 22 months, almost 23 months of my whole life. But I also can't deny that I have my own family too, and I missed them yesterday. So, it's so, man, this is why I need to get famous making videos. This is why I need to get rich and famous. Because I would have the ability to bring people together. And that doesn't say my family hasn't met this other family. They have to some degree, but do it more often, I've shared this before. One of my greatest goals in life ever, is to bring my brothers from Trinity Pauling and the good people of the 607 together. I love bringing people, I love seeing this, wouldn't it be cool if this person from Trinity Pauling met, say, this person who happens to live in Horsehead? Wouldn't it be cool to bring people together? That'd be awesome. I want that to happen someday. I mean, on the off chance I find a nice girl and I get married, it'd be... Barely someone out there doesn't like the idea of me getting married, who knew? But, back on track. I love seeing, I want to bring people together because it's not just bringing people together, it's people that I'm very proud to say are a part of my life. And I'm privileged to know and bringing them together. That would be great. I mean, I suppose I could do it if I meet a nice girl and, I get married. That would be the biggest wedding ever. But you know what? That's an idea. It's just an idea. I don't know. It sounds silly, but you know what? It's some of the coolest sounding things in life are kind of silly. They are. But that's just me. Once again, I really wouldn't have traded what happened yesterday for anything. I mean, yeah, it is true. I did miss being with my family on Father's Day. But that's not to say I didn't get to see my dad. I did get to see my dad yesterday. I gave him a hug and kiss and everything. And I gave him his card and gift the night before, too, so we're good. But there's just something to be said about, not being there on that holiday, I guess I miss that. But I suppose it is what it is. I did wish my father happy Father's Day. I told him I loved him, gave him a hug and kiss goodbye. And you know what? Hopefully a year from now, there won't be anything like this. Again, not to say that yesterday was incredible, it was. But hopefully there won't be anything of this magnitude happening that's going to keep me away from being with my dad on technically his day is also his birthday too, but you get the idea. But yeah, my very first quinceañera I've ever been to, I'm very blessed and privileged I got to go and be included in this. It was awesome. Would not trade for anything. Yeah, I'm a little conflicted, but you know what? That's on me. It was wonderful, and I'd say I'd do it. I would say I can't wait for the next one, but I don't think there's ever going to be another one. So, now you know why I wouldn't trade for anything and why I'm going to remember it forever. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe. Oh, right. I guess I should probably talk about last night. Speaking of traditions, I guess you talk about Rick and Morty last night. So any of you guys who saw the promotional trailers of Jerry preparing for Easter? Yeah, last night was the episode on it, and Well, I do enjoy some religious historical fiction. It was a good episode, it was. Just a little, let's just say, as scary as it would be for me to turn into what's essentially a werewolf, turning into a giant rabbit's gotta be worse. And I'll just leave it at that. I hope you like this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very home these videos for all of you guys watching the show for name. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. Happy Monday, folks. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, let me know. Back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.